I don't ever feel like I'm applying anything that gets the club out in front of me. I'm actually trying not to and just turning through, and physics creates it.
Hey, thanks for clicking the video. After I made that last video about motorcycle cuts, so you're basically spinning your shoulders hard, and when you do that, you do this, and those two things come together. Milo Lines from Arizona, who've done a lot of videos with, a good friend of mine, called me to say how much he liked what I was working on and how much he liked how my swing looked and whatever. And then it matched a lot with what he has been telling me what to do. So we were talking about it a lot, and I said, well, why don't you make a video for me so that you can give people your 2 cents about like how this can work. And also a lot of people in that last video, or some people, were talking about, well, when you do this, it's hard to know, like with a 4-iron or something, you might have to do this a lot because you're building up a lot of energy and you're swinging fast. But for a wedge, if you do that same amount of energy, the ball starts going left. So he had some important additions to add to what I put, and I think it's really helpful.
Hey, Brandon, sounds like you're making some nice discoveries for yourself. The concepts that you are discovering for yourself are concepts I've actually talked you through, but I'm happy you're starting to understand them and put those puzzle pieces together. Well, let's talk a little bit about what those are and why they're important. So, concept number 1 is tumble. So, this rotation, which is supination in the lead arm and pronation in the trail arm. If that occurs too soon, your body needs to turn off in order to make the ball go towards your target line. So, for example, if I turn this club back here and I start to swing down and this starts to tumble out into front of me, you can see the club is getting more in line with my midline. So it goes from, it's working in line with my midline, causing me to feel like I need to keep closed longer in order to not pull the golf ball. Okay? So what I really like to see is I like to see this rotation going in the negative direction, and from about right here to the top of the backswing, and then even more in the negative direction. So it's getting farther behind my midline here, all the way down until we reach around P6. So pretty late in the downswing. That's my feeling. I actually feel like I try to keep it going that direction the entire downswing. Now, physics dictates it's not possible. But what it does is it gives my body a head start. So it allows me to go a long way around, and the club is still a long ways back there. Now, because the club wants to naturally line up to the thing that's pivoting, I get that tumble, but it's happening really late and not causing me to pull the shot. And it allows me to keep my body turning long enough so I'm getting out of the way and I'm able to hit those shallow cuts. Now, the next piece of the puzzle was the club face orientation. So, in transition, we want to feel that club face strengthening early, and that's done in a myriad of ways, but it's a blend of trail wrist extension and lead wrist moving toward flick. That strengthens our club face, and if we blend that with the rotation working back this way, now we've given ourselves a free ride to be able to unwind our body aggressively and not fear left, which, as you know, forever has been your bugaboo. And I've talked to you often for a long time about how you rehearse things, because in your backswing, you're constantly rehearsing the tumbling of the center of mass out in front of you, which then incentivizes your body to slide more and not turn. Where if we are creating the pattern where the center of mass is rotating farther back, now that incentivizes us to turn our check. Okay? So those ideas blend nicely. So it sounds like you're finding some good matchups. I'm excited for you. I saw the last video where you were actually hitting some rotational cuts, where you felt like the face was more closed and the chest was more aggressively getting out of the way and the ball wasn't going left. That's a good sign. Good job.
Okay, so the problem I've been having, the only problem I've been having, because I've been hitting my irons really good, I've been hitting the driver really good, the only problem I've been having actually is with my wedges. So this is like a 54-degree wedge that I would want to hit 100 yards. And they've been going left. All right, that one went straight, but the one that I hit before went like 30 yards left. Yeah, that's a great example, you idiot. And I'm not really exactly sure why. I know with the wedge, I gotta think like more Steve Stricker. Like the forces don't have to be so, you know, crazy. They can be a lot more patient than something that Milo I think is gonna help me out with. So I'm gonna aim a little right, because it never, ever, ever goes right. So if I aim a little right and try to hit almost like a pool on purpose, see that's right at it. That was a little thin, but it's like, I'm actually, with my wedges, I'm hitting it solid, it's just always going a little left. So I'm gonna get 3 degrees open on the face, at address, look at my target. Yeah, that's what I need to do. It has to be, I have to feel like I'm staying very stable. But that went really far left. That was really clipped, but I would have missed the green by 5 yards. All right, that's how I want to hit it. No, that was a yank. Yeah, keep my level and keep that yaw from happening. I need an actual target. I'm going to swing out to that red stick. There's that. If I want to hit that, I got to feel a lot more Steve Stricker. Keeping my level. 3 degrees open to that red flag. Okay, that's right on it. It's still motorcycle cuts, but it's just, for some reason, really important that I don't feel like I yaw it ever at all. 3 yards left. Don't yaw it. And keep my level. That was a great shot. I could go in the hole. Okay, good.
So, you mentioned a lot of people have questions about hitting shorter and longer clubs with this pattern. So, feeling the club shut and then turning through it, how not to hit it left? Well, first off, one of the keys is your clubs need to be slightly different in my experience. I generally like my lie angle slightly flatter in my shorter irons, like my wedges, because there's less droop in the shaft because shaft's shorter and it's different. That's one adjustment. Next one is I feel like I never let this club tumble out in front of me with my short clubs. That helps me hit lower shots, helps me cover them more with my turn, and get that nice little flighted wedge that starts on line and goes down my target like that. Okay. Now, as the club gets longer, naturally I'm going to put more energy into it. So I'm actually going to use the ground more, push up more, which is going to unload that club a little bit more. But physics is taking over here, so I'm not really having to worry too much about my start directions. They're going to be fairly similar. So if I feel like I never tumble it, but I start to push up, it tumbles more on its own, helping me hit that little higher launching shot. That's a little 4-iron right there. Pretty good. Landed on the green out there, 235 in the rain. But that's what I'm feeling. I don't ever feel like I'm applying anything that gets the club out in front of me. I'm actually trying not to and just turning through, and physics creates it. And I'm always feeling like I'm almost maxing out my trail wrist extension in transition, feeling that. And if I'm nice and aggressive with my pivot, the ball doesn't go left. That's perfect one right at the flag. Okay, really cool lighting right now, so I wanted to hit a couple 4-irons so you can kind of see the trajectory on these. A little low flighter. Now we'll hit a nice high one. Nice high cut. One more. Really feeling lump stand back. There's a perfect 4-iron. Okay. Now, what does a little sand wedge look like? We're right at the same target. Well, we lost our nice light, so we're not backlit right now. Kind of cool when it's backlit. You can really see the ball fly. But it's dead at my target.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to Milo for shooting these videos. This is a slow motion of him. We're going to be doing some stuff with Milo coming up soon. I think I'm going to go out to Arizona and play a match against Milo, film the whole thing. And I think that's going to be really exciting. But to see it, you got to be subscribed. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to be doing more live videos and other things like that. So click the subscribe button and see you soon.